Hello, Samadan here, and this is my monthly summary of what I've been doing in World of Warcraft and what I've been doing on the gold making front. Now, obviously, this has been a very, very strange month for World of Warcraft and Blizzard and everything. We started off with the release of 9.1, which was fantastic. Everything was going well. We had lots of gold coming in. We had lots of speculation with the legendary items. The raid came out, we had the race to world first, which was fantastic to watch, really exciting to see that come out. And then at the end of the month we had the news about all the stuff that had been going on at Blizzard for years and years and years, and it hit like a sledgehammer, to be honest. It was really tough to see, and for me, I was one of those people that put Blizzard on a pedestal. I've always wanted to work there, and seeing what everyone was going through, it was incredibly disheartening to watch. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what it must be like for the people who are actually involved in this. Me personally, I took a break from WoW for a little bit. I just found it really hard to log in. Still been doing my Wowhead streams, and I've been doing a bit of Minecraft on the side as well. So I've been trying to do something just to keep my spirits up and keep the gold making community alive, because to be honest, that is the thing that keeps me here in WoW at the moment. It is the community, it's everyone here, people who watch these videos, people who share their help and advice, and we all come together with a shared love for both World of Warcraft and gold making. And that I hope to continue. Whatever happens at the moment with Blizzard, I really hope that they get everything sorted and are able to find a positive way forward for the amazing people who work there and continue to work there, making all this wonderful art and gameplay and everything. Without those fantastic people, we wouldn't have the World of Warcraft. I just want them to have a safe and accepting environment where they can do their best work, as any human being would want to. So I hope they get that coming forward. In terms of what I've been doing here in World of Warcraft, so even with very little logging in the past week or so, I've been doing very well with the gold making. We have a wonderful looking chart. If I go over to the main scene and we have a look at my TSM chart. So this is, this is the last month. This is the last month. It's absolutely fantastic. So we were down here at 466,000. And we have had a nice steady climb all the way up to just over 1.1 million there. So that in itself, total profit, 585,000 gold in the last month. So I'm very, very happy with that. When you look at the last 3 months, this was where I was spending and spending and spending and spending and spending, investing into legendaries. Part of that has paid off. I've sold a few rank 4s, but most of my sales have come through the item level 200 gear, not the legendary items. I've sold a few rank 4s. I still haven't sold any rank 5 or 6s yet. So this is all just through general activity on the auction house, having a good depth in my professions. So let's have a look at a few things that have been selling more specifically. I haven't even opened my mailbox actually. I ought to do that, because here we have another 34,000 gold waiting for me in the mailbox. This gives you an example of the kind of things that have been selling. So modern enchants as well as older ones like this one, Elemental Force. A bit of food has been doing well. Veiled Augment runes, getting those on the mission table, and some other enchants. Crusader is another good one, and then some more food and another Binding of Agility, 2,800. Now I'll go through and have a look down at the bottom. We have, there we go, a Grimveil cape for 23,000 gold. I imagine that will be a rank 4 one, comprising of the sales of that. I'll go through and take everything else out and see what we've got at the bottom. Okay, and here we are at the bottom of the mailbox. As you can see, 105,000 in the mailbox is pretty decent for me these days. We've got a nice wide range of stuff. Pink party hat, Shadowlands tunic, 6,000. This will be the item level 200 gear. Some shirts going for a good price there. We have Tome of Illusions, Elemental Lords. That's also a good price. Some bags, some more bags, different kinds of bags. Some Netherweave bags, those are really good. Another Grimveil cape, that's again going to be a rank 4 one. Some Shadowlands gear, that's a good 6,000 each. So it's not just the legendaries, which I'm really thankful to see. It's a good spread across all the profession, both current content and older expansions, so both mainly enchanting and tailoring with a little bit of cooking thrown in there as well. So 105,000 gold. I'll add that to Samadan's amount at the moment. He's doing incredibly well so far. There we go. So if we look at our 1.2 million there, now each of these characters started with 50,000 gold at the start of the month, and Samadan is there with 480,000 gold. That is incredible to see. Just 430,000 gold in sales just on Samadan alone with his professions. Bridget and Earthen doing very well with 230 odd thousand each, take off the 50,000 and they've got like 180,000 each. El Morte, my blacksmith, not doing so well at the moment, but then that's the least developed of my level 60 characters. And then Awakening with Herbalism and Stabadam with Inscription just following up in the rear there as well, with Hellfire being my banker character. That is incredible. I'll go through and check on my other characters, see how they're doing. Okay, so here's Bridget, my dual crafter and engineer. Had a few spare Veiled Augment runes which have sold well, and a couple of versatile lace strike bands, so nothing huge at this point in the mailbox, a couple of thousand gold. I'll take that. And then if I have a look at the ledger itself for her, in terms of the last thing she's been selling, Goblin Glider Kits, the Quick Oxine Rings, these are the recent ones that are item level 200 for a good 3,000 gold each. It says item level 151 there, but I don't believe that. I think that's actually should be item level 200. And then a few of the regular green items, we've had a fair few sales of those. The occasional BFA, Leviathan's Eye there, for a few thousand each. Nothing really in Panther sales or anything like that. We had a few rings here. These will be the 168 ones before we had the transition over, and those are done particularly well as well. And you can see Earthen here, my leather worker, has been selling some Desolate Leather, the item level 87 gear, as well as the Shadow Scale, the item level 200 gear. That's just recently in the last day. We'll take that 16,000. And if we have a look at his sales, so we've got Desolate Leather, Desolate Scale Vest, and Desolate Armor Kits, some Shadebound gear there for 5,000 and 1,000. More Veiled Augment runes and Burnished Mining Bags, that's a good price. Shadebound Vest for 14,000, that's a really nice price. It's a really nice price. No legendary stuff in here. This is mainly just the item level 200, bit of 168 and 87 gear. But again, some great sales here for Earthen, 253,000 there on him, doing very well, so that's a good 200,000 in sales on just this alone, as you can see here. I've been using up a lot of my stock, so I haven't had to buy a lot. All that investment into the legendaries at least has started paying off into other items, which has been quite nice to see here. So leatherworking doing strong. So here we have El Morte, my blacksmith. Again, a few sales of the Goblin Glider Kits, and Shadowlands ingots have been selling well. Ceremonious Spear there, nothing huge at the moment, but this is indicative of what's been happening with him at the moment. We've only just recently gotten the Death's Advanced reputation for the Crafter's Mark III. Unfortunately, don't have enough Stygia to actually buy it yet, so we're not in the item level 200 market at all on blacksmithing yet. Once we do, I'm pretty sure we'll get some sales at least. I'll take this for now, certainly. Looking at El Morte's ledger for the past 30 days, you can see a little bit here on the Ceremonious gear. That's been ticking through. The occasional 168 gear, nothing particularly huge there. So not entirely unexpected to have 97,000, but that's still a good 47,000 gold that we didn't have at the beginning of the month, so that's always good to see. I've got a good feeling that once it's all set up, then blacksmithing should be in a good position. So with Awakening, my alchemist, not a huge amount really, a few odd potion sales. That then gets counterbalanced with a whole load of herb buying just to try and keep on top of things. So not a huge amount of profit here, just 19,000 in its current state. With alchemy, it has its peaks and its troughs depending on where you are in the buying and selling cycle. So for the moment, I mean, I could put a bit more effort into selling potions, but for now, I've just been letting it tick through. If I get a few sales, then great. If not, then I'll just let it carry on for the moment. There's more I can do with this character later, but as it's not been one of my level 60s, I've not been focusing too much on this character at this point. So with Samadan and Inscription, not a lot to write home about really here. We're selling all our excess stock of Goblin Glider kits. That seems to be working well so far, 1,300 there. That's not really Inscription though, so we'll pick that up for now. But looking at the ledger for the last 30 days, we've got quite a lot of missive sales, a few of the very limited glyphs that I do have, Swift Chameleon, Spectral Raptor, a few tomes, newly departed codex. The Soul Keeper's column can sell for a fair amount, and the glyph of the Spectral Raptor is selling for a decent amount there. So we have made some gold. That's not to be sniffed at. There's again the same with alchemy. There's a lot more depth we can get into this profession. I have spent a fair amount though, so we're only at 59,000 there. So it's actually only a 9,000 profit, despite the 64,000 in sales here. So that still needs a little bit more work, I think, in order to get ourselves into a position where we're making consistent profit at a decent level. Again, it's been a character that's been put on the back burner for now. Okay, and here on Hellfire, I think it's worth mentioning her in the routine now, because I have been doing a little bit of flipping, buying the odd thing. I took the groups and operations from my Let's Play series over on NA, and I started to buy a few different bits and pieces. Nothing huge at this point. Most of my profit here has come from actually selling some excess stock of Desolate Leather that I already had. But there's a few small things I've been able to turn around. This is very much early days yet. I don't have a huge inventory of things that can start seeing some consistent sales, but I thought, you know, I have some capital on this character, I might as well add that to my rotation. So we have a little bit of investments there. If I look at the TSM graph for Hellfire, there's not a lot to say there really, because I have been buying some Desolate Leather, and then I've also been buying some Korthite crystals and sending those to other characters, so those will be those two big purchases there and there. So this little gain you see here at the end hasn't been offset by these Korthite crystals that I bought. I don't think I've actually even used those Korthite crystals yet. I've got how many, 83 on me total, with an average buy price of 3,800, and the price has plummeted down now to 2,500, so that is actually a little bit of a loss. But if we look overall at the characters here, so we are sitting at 1.2 million gold, which is amazing. Samadan by far doing the best there out of all those, mainly because I have the depth professions there, and two really good professions, as well as cooking on top of that. Leatherworking and jewel crafting have been doing well. Secondary to that, then blacksmithing, alchemy, and a little bit of inscription on top of that there. So overall, really happy with that month. If we look at everyone here, so we've gone from 466 up to the lofty heights of 1.2 million. So that tells me a total profit of 720,000 gold, which is more than enough for a token. Token price is currently looking at 240. So if I can continue this upward trajectory, at least beyond where we were with the expenses here, if we can go beyond that, if we can go beyond even up to this point where we had 2 million, perhaps we could even, dare I suggest it, get up to where we were at 5 million. If we can just not spend so much, there's a good steady increase here. If we could do the same sort of thing here and just gain some gold over time, I'd be very happy with that. I certainly would like to get to the next peak here over 2 million gold before I start spending too much. It would be nice to invest in a little bit more in legendaries. We're very close with jewel crafting. We could probably add a few more there. There's a couple we could potentially make some small investments in. But given the way things are on my server, and given the fact that I can make a decent amount of gold, it seems, through the item level 200 gear, I'm going to carry on with that and the item level 87. I'm working on the Archivist Codex. That's going to take me a little while to go through those on all my characters. If I can get the Crafter's Mark of the Chained Isle, the item level 230 gear, that would be potentially some good markets. I mean, obviously they're unique equipped, so maybe not so much, but it's another bit of diversity, things to add to our gold making branches. So in terms of my plans for the next month, I'm working on a master profile at the moment. You'll see all my characters are using the same group at the moment. So this has, it's probably the one character that doesn't have that. This is all the Let's Play commodities flipping. But if I swap over to the master profile, which I'm currently working on, this has everything in there from old expansions with all the professions, with all the things I currently can make and can make some gold. So it still needs some work on collecting some recipes there. Mainly enchanting and tailoring are fully fleshed out. And then I've got all the Shadowlands professions together. I'm going to clean up all my groups and operations so that they are consistent across the board. And I'll be sharing this with my higher level patrons. So that's something to look forward to in the next few weeks. I will continue to play World of Warcraft in its current state. I shall continue to contribute to the community through the Wowhead blog, and I'll be streaming it at least on every Sunday. My other stream days, Tuesday and Thursday, may be a little bit more open. Maybe do a bit more Minecraft streams, maybe do a bit of 3D streams, as well as throwing in some World of Warcraft there as well. I'm not completely abandoning it. It's still very much a game that has been my main source of enjoyment for many, many years, and I want to continue supporting the people who are at Blizzard who are doing a wonderful job. And I hope they can get resolution, as I said earlier. So from me, Samadan, I hope you found that video useful. I look forward to hearing your gold making adventures. You let me know how you're getting on in the comments below. So until next time, happy gold making, and I'll see you very soon.